Good morning, and thank you for waking up with Edie Darling. I truly count it a joy and a blessing to come before you each day, speaking life into your life. Well, yesterday we had the privilege of hearing the message, It Takes a Village, and the camaraderie of what the village mindset is all about. Well, I wanted to continue to give you that idea of what that means. So how do I do that? Telling you a story. God is so funny. Telling my people a story. Well, when I was a little girl, my dad used to sit us down and tell us things. And I was a daddy's little girl, and I'm the baby. I'll never forget, my dad sat me down one time and said, "Now, Edie, you don't let anybody talk about your brother or your sister. You can talk about them at home, but don't be talking about them out in the street. Don't let anybody talk about them out in the street." The other thing he said, "You don't start a fight. I'm going to tell you like this. If somebody hits you, or somebody fights your sister, or your brother, you do everything to get them off of them. Even if you have to hit them in the head." Now, I'm going to say this to you. What my daddy taught us back then, this is a disclaimer. You can't go teaching your kids today. Not in the same way. They'll go to jail. So thank God I never had to hit anybody in the head. Not like that. So, I had a sister. She was 5 years older than me. And my sister apparently had a lot of lip. Now, I'm 5'3", and my sister was easy 5'10", 5'11". And with heels on, she was a good 6 foot something. She was beautiful, tall and skinny. I, on the other hand, was this little and kind of chubby. Well, my sister apparently had a lot of lip. And these girls seem to run my sister home every day from high school. Now, she's in high school, I'm in middle school. And they'd be running, literally running. And I hear her unlocking the door, running in the house, screaming, shutting the door, unlocking it, and going running in the back. This went on, seemed like for days. And I said, enough's enough. I could have them running my sister home. So I said, I'm going outside to go take care of business. Not fight them, but let them know, this is my sister. So, literally, I go outside. My sister's like, no. Whatever you do, don't open the door. They're going to come in here. They're coming in here. It's our house. I dare them to come in here. So this one girl, she was a big girl. And my sister was tall, but she was big. And I went outside and I said, look at here. Stop running my sister home. And this girl said, my beef's not with you, Edie. My beef's with your sister. Ain't beef with my sister, it's beef with me. Stop running her home. I didn't have to fight her, but I let her know, we ain't having that here. You gotta take care of business. Well, never forget this other time. My sister, this other girl, was about as tall as my sister, but she was bigger than my sister. And she ran my sister home one day. Now remember, I told you I'm only 5'3", and this girl was just as tall as my sister. And my sister, once again, hiding in the house. Going to take care of business. This is all training ground for law enforcement. So I go outside and I tell her, get up to her chest. Now, mind you, I come right here to her chest and the rest of her body is here. And I'm pointing in her chest, leave my sister alone. Leave my sister alone. And once again, she's like, my beef's not with you, Edie. My beef's with your sister. Any beef with my sister, the beef with me. And we're blood related. Can't have that. But then, when I was in elementary school, I met this young lady, and if she's watching, she know who it is, and y'all probably know who it is, to those of you who know me very well, to know who I grew up with. Well, I'll never forget, we were at the bus stop, And we were telling each other's names, and she said her name was the same name as mine. I was like, how you spell it? And she told me how she spelled her name. It was different, but hey, now, there's two of us? Really? So we instantly clicked and became that blood-related mindset. You're my sister. You my sister. I got your back. You got my back. Well, when we got in middle school, she was the same way as my sister. Had a lot of lip. But this time, she messed with boys. And every time you turn around, she was getting into a fight with a boy. Couldn't figure it out. So they would be beating her up, be fighting her. Have to come to the rescue. Leave my sister alone. Pew, pew, pew. But needless to say, the mindset of the blood relation transcends being blood. It's being adopted. And that's what Jesus did when he adopted us into the body of Christ when he died. And did you know that being adopted, for those that have either been adopted or have adopted children, they kind of get the idea. But until my husband adopted my children, I really never got it as to what it meant. When that paperwork came and said, you are an heir as if you are blood related, what belongs to that person belongs to you. Wow. You're equal. Equal. You're on the equal playing field. So whether or not you're blood or unblood, the moment you became adopted, you became one. You became whole. So you're a joint heir. There's no distinction. None. It's powerful. So that feeling that I had for my best friend was genuine. So that genuineness, and when God was saying we need to get back to that village mindset, that camaraderie of being one body, it's important because I'm going to tell you, there's going to come a day when this dog eat dog world, I got mine, you need to get yours, it's going to come to a close. You understand that right now there are people in our own country who have suffered the devastation of natural disasters, and they're crying, they're needing, and what affects them should affect everybody around the country. But there are still some people who feel as though, well, that didn't happen to me. So, fuck those people over there. Well, you don't have to experience a natural disaster before you realize that we are one and that we need to find ways to help take care of one another, because this monetary system that we have solely relied on is going to come to a close. And we're going to need to get back to the basics of helping one another. Well, I challenge you today. I challenge you to ask God to open up your eyes to helping to meet the needs of those that are around you in your community. Find ways to help, small and or great, if you're able to. It can be a small thing. It can be helping somebody walk across the street. It may be that there's somebody who have found themselves in a financial strait, be it that their spouse has lost a job and they find themselves in a position that they've never had to be in before. Or it can be that they've been sick and they've had to be on disability, or find themselves in a position where they can't work and are going from paycheck to paycheck. Not even paycheck. Because you don't know how people are making it. So I challenge you to find ways to help those who are in need, because you never know when the day you might find yourself in need. Let's get back to the basics. Let's get back to the village mentality. I pray this message has blessed your soul today, my sisters and brothers. Peace and blessings.